Hit this. No. So I didn't think I would get the game done as quick as I did today. I mean, so I figured what I'll do is I'll just go through these messages. Um, I guess you start with the bottom probably, and we'll go from there.
Lesson 1, mob jockeys. You are under the ocean now. If you feel the soft patter of rain on your hat, you're already fired. Lesson 2. You can jumpstart a dead generator with a direct spark, but clear the guests out of the pool first. Scares these rich pricks to watch a working stiff hurling thunderbolts. You follow me?
Yeah, I follow you. I ain't doing that. The only people following you is to the grave and their corpses.
My husband is such a perfect idiot.
Sounds like any
Throws
woman.
away all his spending money on gene tonics to affect a look of physical fitness. So he'll have an excuse to sit on his rear all day listening to radio serials. Steven, I tell him, you want to be fit? Come swim laps with me, the old-fashioned way. It's your mind that's atrophying. Maybe I'll start sneaking some brain boost into his daily regimen.
Maybe so he could get the fuck away from you. That's why he doesn't want to swim with you if you don't fucking bitch at him while swimming. Which I'm sure is what you would do. If this is how you look at him and treat him and behave, no wonder he wants to just get fit. Probably fuck some women in the side and in the ass. So, I mean, if you had a fucking wife like that, you'd do it too.
To my daughter, Eleanor, soon you will be born, and Rapture will be your home. You shall be raised as I was, to advance the common good through social psychiatry. This city's potential is immeasurable, Eleanor, yet our beliefs are unwelcome here. Life will be difficult, but the price of revolution is always dear. If we are patient with her, Rapture will come to us.
You are full of shit. Sure, let your ass die. But, you know, Eleanor saved your sorry ass because I was a good guy.
I am back in Rapture after so many years. The little ones I rescued are grown up and think of me no more. After what I once did to them, it was a joy to be forgotten. But now, all around the world, children vanish by the sea, kidnapped. And so I return, in fear of what I already know. Someone is making new little ones, continuing my work, my sins. Even if I am to die for it, I must stop them.
Is that the girl from the first one we saw? I can't remember. The little ones I rescued are grown up. What about the ones I rescued in the first game? Or is those like... I have to look into... What's the time between this and the first game? Like, does this take place right after? Like, days after? Does it take place during the same time? Does it take place years after? That's the thing. It's too bad there's no connection to the character in the first game. But I guess with that, you escaped, you grow old, and you raise the kids. So that's if you got the good ending, which I did,
Barely
thankfully.
made it down alive. But here it is. And it's real. Rapture. This is where that thing took my poor baby girl. From what I saw in the sub, most of the city's in ruins. But there were lights here and there. And shapes moving. Oh, I'm rambling, scared, I guess. But maybe, if I find this Dr. Lamb I keep hearing over the PA, I'll find Cindy too.
Yeah, you found her alright. In the fucking graveyard. And you're there too. So, all the little girls, though, they look the same. So if they're taking kids, Like, what are they doing with the kids? Are they making them sucking their life force out and putting these like these all these little kids, or do they turn them into these little kids that all look the same? That's the thing. It's not like all the kids look different. This one's blonde. This one's a redhead. So I'm a little bit confused on that.
Diane insisted that we spend the weekend at the Adonis.
That
And
bitch.
already I find myself seeking a respite from my vacation.
Get a hooker.
She deems it necessary to chide me for working. The words dissolve into an endless animal bleat.
He beats the shit out of his wife.
I founded Rapture to be free of law and God, to live among those for whom work is our wage. Yet, when Diane speaks of bearing my child, I am given pause. Until now, I had never considered my legacy. Perhaps after the new year.
Yeah, you lying sack of shit.
Until the people grow tense and isolated in the absence of the sun. Now they clamor for a psychiatrist. Do they miss the state censor, I wonder? Wartime seizure of private assets? Or the checkup police vanishing them in the night?
So you're telling them instead.
Anonymous. This Lamb woman is said to be the foremost practitioner in her field. Fine. If she can quiet the rattling of the great chain's weakest links, I will leave her to it.
So they definitely wanted this utopia under the sea, but people, of course, are freaking out because it's not a natural way for people to live.
There would be no Rapture without me. No city without the Atlantic Express. Ryan took his first grand tour on my flagship coach. These days, personal bathyspheres are all the rage. My rails only connect the oldest parts of Rapture now. And the city's just left me behind. Plenty of cash in the bank, though. This private vehicle craze will blow over soon.
As well as everything else will blow over.
These people are hooked on some kind of genetic wonder drug called Adam. I read the word splicer scribbled on walls like a warning. One of them cornered me and Christ, his face. I had a gun, but I choked. And then out of nowhere, we both heard this singing. He took off like hell on wheels. It sounded like a kid. A little girl. Cindy's alive. I know it in my gut.
Well, now your gut's on the floor, buddy. So you shit out of luck.
White is not black, Dr. Lamb. Down is not up, and straw is not gold. Look around you. Rapture is no miracle. It is a product of reason. Impossible unless 1 and 1 are 2, and A equates to A.
They didn't like that.
And yet, alone, each man is a prisoner to bias, dreams, delusion, or the pain of a phantom limb. To one man, they are as real as rave. Reality is consensus, and the people are losing faith. Take a walk, Andrew. It is raining in Rapture, and you have simply chosen not to notice.
So they didn't like what Ryan was selling them.
In ethical psychiatry, we must account for the role of evolution. Depression, fits of panic, sexual pathos, all responses to ancient selection pressure. The irony is that this theory is why Ryan's people invited me here. They mistake my study of natural law for the worship of competition. Remember, Eleanor, one must know the beast before it can be slain.
Uh-huh. So she definitely had ulterior motives, and then some. And I might not have found all these, so... Yeah, I must have missed a bunch on the other ones, because look how many this has.
Eleanor is progressing brilliantly. My physical participation in her birth was minimized, of course. It is vital that I am unhindered by nature's crude bias. I will be, above all, her intellectual progenitor, loyal not to her, but to the people she will ultimately save. But I admit, it is with some measure of pride that I review her marks in standard intelligence tests. As an agent of our beliefs, she may surpass even me.
I was hired to engineer a part the likes of which no man has seen. Now all I do is watch over it like a grizzled sheepdog. My first line of mechanical puppets made the children here coo with wonder. But Ryan thought my vision was immature. Antiquated, he said. This place could have been something magical. But instead, he turned it into a school. No, a cathedral. Dedicated to himself.
Yeah, he's a dick.
We lost another of the Alpha Series protectors today in testing. Somewhere outside the city limits, he simply vanished. For these men, Rapture has no walls. We must find a method of conditioning them against abandonment of the Little Sisters. Something physical, possibly even lethal. The lab aides are starting to call them Big Daddies. Perhaps there's some genius to that. Bonded pairs, connected by a love that kills.
So they were abandoning the little girls, and they had to find a way to literally keep them together. So in this case, if they're separated, doesn't work out for them.
I love the kids in Miss English third grade class, but boy, I had no idea what I was getting into. Volunteering to chaperone this New Year's sleepover party at Ryan Amusement. Donnie, get down off that exhibit, and I told you, spit out that gum. You'll choke. The kids' parents deserve a night off to enjoy New Year's, but at my wit's end. Donnie, I told you.
Just tell him, shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I know the surface, Eleanor. I spent half a lifetime there, in service of the common good. But then, I heard my own words twisted by fat old men squatting over the embers of Hiroshima. Were the modern world a patient in my care, I would diagnose it suicidal. On perhaps that point alone, Andrew Ryan is correct. Rapture is deliverance.
Hope not the banjo playing kind, but so she sounds like a fucking feminist.
Used to be, there was no margin in the run of the gift shop. I couldn't hardly sell off this tourist crap for a penny more than the cost of manufacture. Then I met a straight shooter named Sinclair, and he laid a sweet deal on me. Says he's got some hard luck folks down at Popper's Drop can whip up this junk at half the cost I used to pay. Yeah, I had to pick a needle or two out of the shipments, but all in all, nobody's the wiser, and I'm all the richer.
Sinclair, okay. Yeah, it worked out for me.
In ethical psychiatry, we must account for
Eleanor Lamb speaking. Mom says I'm not to play with the other children.
I remember this.
Because they're being raised on a diet wanted to see these dog eaters. So I waited until Mom was gone and went out to find one. And guess what? The dog eaters wear human skin. It makes them look just like us.
Because they are.
I found one of those children at last. Filthy dress, all alone. I approached her, praying that it was my little girl.
Nope.
But she was gorging herself on blood from a corpse. It wasn't her. I stared, just reeling. And then that skinny, armored freak that took Cindy jumped me, shrieking like an animal. I escaped, but could Cindy have become one of those things? I've got to find her, now more than ever.
Skinny armored freaks? So is that the big sisters that he saw? Because the big daddies will not be skinny. That took Cindy. That took Cindy. Okay. Wonder if we're going to see more from this Mark guy.
I think all of the children have finally fallen asleep. And now that the park is all quiet, I can't sleep myself. I guess it's just you and me, Mr. Voice Recorder. You, me, in 1959. I wonder what the new year will... What was that? Something's happened. The lights are going out. Kids, stay in your sleeping bags. It's gonna be fine.
No, it's not. You know, it would have been nice to have like a... whether it be a DLC or something where you play when everything is working properly. Like what this was before the shit hit the fan. And so you're walking the facility, you're talking to people, you're hearing the PR, and then you slowly see the events that occurred that led to this. I think that would have been nice. Or a movie. A movie, direct-to-video movie, like anything like that would have been cool.
I've been rationing my supplies ever since the park got cut off from the rest of Rapture. Gotta stay strong. I'm holed up in this workshop, surrounded by those wailing brats, trying to beat their way in. They want my food, my guns. They want it all. But I got a plan. Gotta fix up the transport sub that's been rusting in the maintenance bay. Then I gotta get the hell out of this hole. These animals want Rapture? They can have it.
Wonder what happened to him. I have a feeling he didn't make it.
Lamb is becoming. The woman is a damned collectivist. Here in Rapture, how could the council fail to see it? Worse, to hide her intent, she gulls these patients of hers into religious frenzy. A new Kremlin will rise and swallow the council house before they realize they've been had. I will not have my city swindled by the parasite. Devon skies. It is time, I think, to call Sinclair.
I bet it is. See how that works out for you.
Rapture is a paradise of the ego, Eleanor. Under Ryan, the voices of an entire city sing the virtues of greed and pride. But truth, rather, is in the body. Already they grow weary of struggling against one another in fruitless competition. Observe the bent backs, the drawn faces. Ryan promised us more, they seem to say. In what shall we now believe? And Eleanor, it is our task to answer.
So what was Sophia Lamb's goal at the end of the day? I know that may be obvious, but I'm trying to like...
I met with Sinclair today of Sinclair Solutions. It's this pseudo-legal firm he set up to take problems Ryan doesn't want anybody has and make them go away. change history.
I don't know what the hell that would be about.
I know this facility is vital for the preservation of secrecy and rapture. But seeing myself transformed into that lurching, waxen nightmare, do children truly respond to this? Still, I spoke to a young man exiting the park after the grand opening, asking him what, if anything, he had learned here. He said his chores didn't seem so bad anymore, as long as Mother wouldn't send him to the service.
Make him so afraid that they don't want to rebel. Hey, it's much better here. It's way better here. Come on now, man.
He's gone. James was the only man I ever loved. And now it's like he never even came to Rapture. He heard me sing in the limbo room. Came up all bashful. He liked hearing songs about what it's really like to live in this town. I think he's been trying to organize folks against Ryan. And now he's gone. And I'm here, singing Rise, Rapture, Rise. Scared to death they're gonna come for me.
So I wonder, like, I let that girl go, that Grace and others. What's going to happen to them? Are they just going to sit there forever, like the rest of their lives, or they'll actually find a way to get out? Like, what the hell's going to happen to them? Okay. So that was odd. Okay, I'm curious about something. Is that Mark guy? Oh. Mark Betzer. That's the guy looking for his daughter. Okay.
Religious rights, Doctor? You're free to kneel before whatever tribal fetish you favor in the comfort of your own home. But in Rapture, liberty is our only law. A man's only duty is to himself. To imply otherwise, therefore, is criminal.
Ask yourself, Andrew, what is your great chain of progress but a faith? The chain is a symbol for an irrational force guiding us towards ascension. No less mystic than the crucifixes you seize and burn.
So she's much, yeah. Sure figure, yeah. Her religious nut.
My folks lived in the St. Louis Hooverville in 32, and the drop is worse by a mile. Nobody's supposed to live down here. City pissing on us. Never try. Ryan doesn't care, and Fontaine's a damn crook. But Dr. Lamb cares. We're still people to her. She's offering free mental counseling on Sundays. When I go, I get the feeling she's got a plan for Rapture. And for me.
Yeah. It's called Die. What the hell?
My folks lived in the St. Louis Hooverville.
Another day, no clients. Atlas and Ryan start going at it hot and heavy, and all my business. Another day, no clients. Atlas and Ryan start going at it hot and heavy, and all my business.
Okay.
Another day, no clients. Atlas and Ryan start going at it hot and heavy, and all my business dries up. Used to be easy. Put the eye on some spliced up dame's wandering husband and rake in the dough. Now it's got so bad I had to put my camera in Hockey King Pawn. Makes a guy consider splicing up himself. If I had 2 dimes to rub together, that is.
This is it, it's over. I built this railroad from nothing, played by Mr. Ryan's rules, but then he asked me to sink my own cash reserves into the banks to give Rapture some breathing room. And now Austin, goddamn bathysphere, wants to buy me out, decommission the whole line. I have no family, no time for friends. I am the Atlantic Express, and this is the end of the line. Such to be you.
Now, Eleanor, Mummy has to go away for a while. You shall be staying with Aunt Gracie.
Mommy, don't go.
Eleanor, you are better than that. Do you remember what I told you?
I am very special.
That's right. And what else?
I was born to change the world.
Yes. And when Mummy returns home, the world will be very different indeed. She will make it ready for you.
Old Papa's Drop's the worst neighborhood in Rapture, but it's a hell of an opportunity to raise up some affordable housing. When Atlantic Express was constructing their luxury passenger line, this place was hollowed out beneath as flop houses for the railway crew. Nobody was supposed to reside down here long term, but when you're broke in this town, you're not exactly swimming in alternatives. I don't favor spending more than an hour or so down here at a time. There ain't a side of the tracks more wrong than under them.
That's one way to put it.
What do they expect? You keep enough drug stash in this clinic to slice up a rhinoceros. Of course every poor soul in the drop's gonna start beating down your door. It's my job to think up a new key code to keep them out. Seems like every other day now. Nuts. I'll mull it over for a while at the fishbowl diner.
Yeah, a lot of crackheads.
I wish I could publish this stuff. It's newsman pay dirt. Sinclair says Ryan's making a move against Sophia Lamb, and they want to cut me in on the action. They're building a case that Lamb's a closet pinko, sort of an undercover thing. So I cozy up to this guy Wales, who works for Lamb, make him like I want to join up. Then I find out whether he grew his beard for Jesus or Karl Marx.
Not many times you hear the word pinko. That's a... Makes sense. Supposed to be way back in the day.
Wales is starting up worship services down in Simon Alley. Believe it or not. All faiths and creeds welcome, they says. They got big promises. Salvation, immortality, a way out of here. I don't care how crazy it sounds. A way out of Rapture's music to my ears. Next Sunday morning, I'll be there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when you're literally trapped there, you can't leave.
You remember what you told me, Bill? A marketplace of ideas. That was you. If I submit to the debates with Lamb, we defang her. I've done so. And have you been to Pauper's Drop, Bill? Listen. Between each song, these Oblomovs hand out her manifesto. Her face adorns every wall. Saint Lamb. You made her, McDonough. And now, you will convince the council to sponsor her silence.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, it didn't go well at all for him.
That's it. We have to close down the limbo. Bomb goes off in that fancy place uptown and everybody panics. Pulls their money out of the banks. A whole city tugging on the same dollar bill. So the banks fold. And maybe 1 in 10 got their savings out. Who's gonna come here and meet Nightingale about how broke they are? How am I gonna provide for little Eleanor?
Say it ain't your problem.
I know it's wrong to feel so fine right now, but I can't seem to quit this grin. Dr. Lamb came to tell me that Ryan's finally gonna lock her up. It's gonna gut the believers, and I should feel the same. But Sophia remembered that I was barren, and she asked me to take care of her baby while she's gone. Baby Eleanor Lamb. Gorgeous, clever little girl. I have a child
That seems like it should have been before this, but so when Lamb, what was it?
I know it's wrong to feel so fine right
Lock
now,
her up.
but I can't see.
That's why she was saying bye to Eleanor.
Now, I'm a modest man, but my piecemeal needle scam's an outright masterpiece. Some slob shacked up here buys a box of syringe parts from me for twice what it's worth. He assembles them in his rat hole, and I buy back the finished product.
He makes money. We get it.
The blue morpho bounces off the glass as I watch. I fold these paper effigies as secret badges for the faithful. The morpho caterpillar doesn't spin a cocoon. It just grows armor on the inside before the change. It is us. To wear a butterfly is to support Dr. Lamb and the family. Before long, Rapture will split wide and take wing. Imago is coming.
If you say so, buddy.
I got in a fight with a dog eater today. His name is Amir, and he was picking on a smaller boy. We called a truce when his nose went red. But Mum says I'm becoming a barbarian. So I said, Eleanor, eat dog now too. Barbarian. Happy. And Mum said, they only think they're happy because they're selfish and ignorant. Eleanor thinks ignorant sounds like fun.
Well, you're wrong, so shut up, kid.
Empty house. Home an echo to my name. Eleanor. Baby, where are you? I turned my back and someone took you. It happened so quick. I'm not even a half mama to you, girl. I couldn't protect you. This poster of Dr. Lamb in my room is staring me down like it knows I'm ashamed. I've always been loyal to your real mother, Eleanor. Always trusted her with my secrets. But I lost you. What will the doctor think of me now?
She don't think much of you.
Survival of the fittest. That's the rule in the drop. The only rule. These numbskulls can't see the potential in leftover traces of sports boost, armored shell, tonics for increasing muscle mass and density. But I see the king of the jungle. First field trial of my new formula. Subject, Hardwick, Leo. Right. Here goes.
Yeah, it definitely didn't work out for him. Okay, so we're in Siren Alley. Holy shit. I mean, I have enough time to go through all these.
Listen, my supplier's got a new shipment of plasmids coming in, and I need you to pick them up from the lab in Edom Plaza. There's a hidden switch to open the back door. It's tucked away under the cash register in the shop front. And don't let nobody see you do it. Otherwise, we'll have splicers crawling all over the damn place trying to get a taste.
I'm wondering where the fuck you got this from. Where'd you get the supply
I do
from?
love Siren Alley. The kind of place you go to scratch an itch you're ashamed of, even in a town with no laws. But that's not why I favor it. The place started out as the Mason's Quarter, all builders and architects, proper as you please. And it just tickles me when someone in a fancy hat falls in the mud. Like a lot of the ladies down here.
Whatever.
Lord, what more do you wish of me? Your wretched...
Thought religious. Fuck that.
Well, Mr. Diary, Mom's got a new security system to stop me from seeing Amir and the other kids. But security's just made of bits and bobs, like you are. And now we're the best of friends. Isn't that right? Anyway, Amir's got a whole book about the surface. It has India and Ireland and everywhere. Yes, all right, Mr. Diary. if you must know, I do think Amir's kind of pretty for a dog eater. Oh no! Retreat!
Eleanor, come back here at once.
Daniel, you and I drafted Rapture's blueprint together. Wales and Wales, architects. Do you remember? But Andrew Ryan led us astray, my brother. Turned us from the Almighty. Dr. Lamb offers you salvation, Daniel. I ask only for proof that the barest flicker of faith remains in you. I left a gift for you at the Pink Pearl, in your offices. Find the code on it, brother. We shall pray together for your sorry soul.
Blasted Simon! Solar Rapture leaks. Crying about it's only going to add to the surplus of moisture in it. Nothing's to say. It's our design. But Simon goes to see Dr. Lamb anyway, beset by guilt, because we can't find another contract. Then he comes out the other side, saying he's always wanted to take the orders. He's Father Simon Wales now. If I ever see him.
Whatever.
Sure, I've had some Johns in my time, and they've all got their kinks. But I think Rupert beats all. Keeps wanting me to splice up in the act. Says it'll highlight for both of us. I said, honey, I ain't doing it for the heights. I'm doing it for the scratch. Besides, Danny would have a fit if I started needling. He does it himself, of course. But what's good for the gander gets the goose thrown off the drop.
Damn crackheads.
Tonight, I had a pain in my head. And this time it wasn't from the wine and the horse. So naturally, I came up to my office to murder it with a drink. And there on my liquor rack, there's a bottle of sacramental wine from my dear brother Simon. And of course, the vintage date on the label is the code to enter his territory. 1919. I should pass his bleeding wine through my system, send it back warm. Lamb's followers are blinded by her promises. But it's clear that this religion she's cooked up is an elaborate front for some insane science experiment. She's twisting these girls into slaves, bringing Adam back to Lamb's science facility, Fontaine Futuristics. I've got to find it. I've heard the splicers mumbling that Alexander is the ferryman.
Yeah, this guy, I mean, obviously he didn't make it, but this guy giving the information here. Religion cooked up, elaborate front for science experiment. Exactly.
Sinclair, I don't care how you accomplish Lamb's removal from the public eye. Indeed, I'd rather cease contact with you altogether.
Bury her memory.
But allow me to make this plain.
Rapture. The keenest minds in the world, united under the ocean, yet somehow expected to subscribe to the same model of self-interest. Ryan could be staggeringly naive. As individuals, no matter how brilliant, each was a prisoner to his or her own ego, a sea of dreams in constant flux. But in Adam, their genes remain.
She's crazy as fuck.
Is a success. If somehow an Alpha Series wanders too far from his little sister, our physical failsafe kicks in, a chemical trigger that induces coma. It is a symbiotic relationship enforced by the girl's pheromone signature. The first successful candidate was Delta, I believe. It is unfortunate that poor Dr. Suchong will not be here to raise a glass.
Well, there you go.
I'm all alone here, Mr. Diary. You're my whispering friend. A doctor keeps coming to see me. He says Rapture needs me, and tomorrow I'll be leaving with him. I ask why, and he just smiles. I'm not an orphan. Mom's alive somewhere, and Aunt Gracie is still probably looking for me. But I can't wait for them. I'm going to escape and find Amir, and we'll steal a submarine. Before it's tomorrow, I'll know what sunshine feels like.
No, you won't.
Andrew Ryan left us wandering, confused, and alone amongst yesterday's wreckage. But Sophia Lamb shows us.
Until Adam, the human animal was a slave to the gene, the inner tyrant. Lust, greed, rage, self-obsession was etched into our DNA. We were not pulling the great chain of progress, as Ryan believed, but shackled to it. But now, in theory, we can redraft the human blueprint, serving the common interest.
All right, Doctor. I'm here. But don't think wearing this butterfly means I'm happy.
Grace, I know you all too well. Want of child defines you. But biological loyalty turns us against the rest of the world, whom we ought to love in equal measure. Your poverty is testament to that, but your voice inspires the people. I am asking you to join a much larger family.
Well, I'm in. Yep. Yours truly is the newest member of the Rapture family. I fed Wales a line about how the Tribune was stopping me from telling the people what's what. And without a word, he hands me an invite to this artist's retreat here at the park. Lamb bought my Frustrated Novelist Act. She's even sponsored me to ink it while I'm here. Except my story's all about her. And I don't think she's gonna like the way it ends.
Nah, you're not gonna like your ending more so.
Dionysus Park. Lamb mocks me in the naming of this place. She knows precisely how I feel about this celebration of unconscious art. The artist reflects the world as it ought to be, not as it is damned to be.
McDonough, listen. There's a hell of a structural flaw here in Dionysus Park. A leak in the primary drainage pipeline.
I found her. Found Cindy by this rusted carousel. But she was just standing there, staring, waiting for the music. And she doesn't even recognize me. What have they done to her? Listen to her.
The man in the moon is a girl, Mr. Bubbles.
Listen, if anyone hears this, I have to know how to cure her. No! Get back! She's my little girl!
Yeah, I don't think it worked out for him.
At last, we have our Judas. One of my own people has been feeding Ryan evidence of my activities, and now I am to be detained. As a religion, they merely monitored us, but as a commune, they would see us crucified. And yet, though he will be the last to see it, Andrew Ryan has already lost the people. Wherever I am sent, Rapture will follow.
The little sisters are getting older, which is troubling. As they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral. Worse, the Adam they ingest contains traces of lethal plasmids left over from the war. The splicers are becoming far more effective predators as well. Our big daddies are falling left and right. Perhaps the genius of Sophia Lamb is a thing of empathy, a profound moral sense. I can only describe her as a kind of secular saint. But dividing her loyalty evenly across the world at large spreads it so thin as to be invisible to some.
Poor Steep.
I have found is beneath her. Naturally, Ryan arrested her, gave her to Sinclair to incarcerate somewhere. But upon her escape, she took the city and changed my life forever.
Yeah, I probably ended it too.
Awareness of self is no miracle, Eleanor. It is a trick of the gene, an endless inner refrain asking, what's in it for me? To serve the world, we must grow deaf to the self.
are sweating me to prove this place is a closet commune. But I need time. This kid keeps staring me down like she knows that I'm a phony. I keep thinking of Johnny Topside, though. It took real guts to find Rapture like he did. It makes it easier not to crack if I sort of imagine that I'm him. It's a good thing I can't tell Lamb that, though. She'd probably say I got a secret need to fall into his arms and make a wild whoopee or something.
Maybe you do.
So, Lamb broke out, and she's coming back. Wow. Okay, didn't see that coming, but okay. That is gonna be. What am I gonna do?
He's shitting his pants.
I've heard a lot of these people down here talking. Some of them I know, sort of thing with Eleanor, and who knows what. You can't just stop, a whole cult from talking, can you? Well, maybe you can. Yeah. Maybe you can.
No, you're wrong about that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hear from Mark again.
This facility belongs to the city now, to Ryan Industries, at least until the rioting subsides. While it is unfortunate that such measures had to be taken, I must admit, it is gratifying to see this building condemned. Fontaine is gone, Lamb is gone, or close enough. I am alone at last, alone with my city.
Fuck you and your city.
Agnes Day.
Wow, that was mind-blowing.
Prison, it seems, was a blessing. Ryan is now dead by his own son's hand.
Was that me in the first game?
But far more interesting
Or
is the
something?
program of compulsion bred into his child, coded WYK. It was some manner of verbal trigger phrase, which
Yeah.
the boy would obey as an order, unerringly. In a way, this sad thing, this half-man, had escaped the self. Highly intelligent, but devoid of so-called free will, with all its convenient blind spots. What if he had been instructed to uphold the common good? What if he were a volunteer?
Wasn't that me in the first game? The son, not having free will, told to obey, I think. I could be wrong. I think that was me in the first game.
This is Eleanor Lamb.
If that's true, so this girl was in
It's been
prison.
many years since my last diary. Mother found a way to rehabilitate me psychologically, but she can't remove this thing inside my body. I look in the mirror and I see a freak. I remember very little. Just an artificial sense of peace and a compulsive hunger for Adam. Dr. Alexander is trying to help me adjust. He's responsible for part of my condition, but he wants to make amends.
Anyone in the plasmid business ultimately requires the use of human test subjects. It's our dirty little secret. And to be frank, Rapture doesn't really want to know, provided the end product is
Rented
sound.
them, yeah.
This calls everything into question. Even as I record this, I can scarcely believe. Psychiatry has been my continual study to chart consciousness in all its strata. But intelligence does not require introspection. The son of Ryan was more effective than all his self-aware rivals. He lived without questions. I could end the self and save the world.
Yeah, that must be me in the first game. Was more effective than all his self-aware rivals. I did succeed. I did win.
Our hope was to bond a little sister to a single protector, so she had to be expendable in case of error. As we were fabricating a father bond, we couldn't really afford to have the girl's parents asking around. So, Fontaine's orphanages provided, and the procedure was an unprecedented success. If I had only known who the child was, Eleanor, I'm so sorry.
So, Eleanor was taken by the girl, like, Sophia left Eleanor with that girl, Grace. Then Eleanor, the girl, was taken. Was she then sold to an orphanage, or she was sold to here and then became this thing?
Sophia believes the perfect human altruist is just a formula waiting on us to solve for everyone.
Dr. Alexander has agreed to accept both measures of the new utopian project. He will become a kind of genetic chimera, host to all the minds of Rapture, accessing their talents and memories via the Adam we have gathered. And deriving in part from Project WYK, I have developed a new set of
Whatever.
Well, that's the end of the Alpha series. The pair bond simply worked too well. That madwoman Tannenbaum bit the company a hand, turning some of the bonded sisters human again. Others were lost to splices. Either way, the trauma proved too much for the bonded protectors, resulting in unreasoning rage or coma. We can harness their suicidal aggression as foot soldiers, but no more, I'm afraid. Today I saw one kneeling near a gatherer's garden and crying.
Ask yourself, Mr. Meltzer,
Not Dave Meltzer.
is it better to be summarily executed as an outsider caught within these grounds, or to be united not just with your daughter Cindy, but with the Rapture family as well? The choice is yours.
Oh, this
I
is...
urge you to accept the Protector program. You will live by her side, and remember nothing beyond your love for her.
I wasn't the first to find Rapture, you crazy bitch. And I won't be the last. You do whatever you want to me. As long as I'm with Cindy, I'm a happy man.
So that's what happened.
We put our eldest sister through a new regimen of physical and mental conditioning and suited her up with modified protector equipment of my design. The younger ones have dubbed her a big sister. Sadly, this is a stopgap between rogue splicers and the aging of the girl.
I visited Eve's garden today. It ended poorly. My seed, sold to the enemy. The motive of the whore as yet eludes me. But Atlas...
Mother has destroyed Dr. Alexander. She tried to splice him into some kind of living saint who would calculate the common good and adhere to it tirelessly. And now he's become something unspeakable. Mother's philosophy is just as corrupt as Ryan's. By her standards, it would be better to...
Eleanor's condition may be a blessing in disguise. Early splicing tests indicate 0 genetic damage due to her condition as a little sister. It appears that she is our new vessel.
Yeah.
This will be no mere person.
Persephone, secret home of Sinclair Solutions. I bet again.
Eleanor is changing as Delta draws closer. In her sleep, she mutters about having witnessed moments from his journey here. She is beginning to resist the moral conditioning. Eleanor's bond with Delta is turning her from the daughter of the people.
I've been quarantined, but Mother's unaware of the extent of my connections to the new little sisters. I don't just empathize with them. I can control them directly. They are my hands and my eyes now. Better yet, we have found Father's body and took a gene sample. The girls are hiding the samples inside those dolls we used to make. It's only a matter of time before I work out a way to rig one of those fighter chambers to seek his genetic signature. And then, I can't wait to see Mother's face.
Yeah, should be all, just all the way happy.
Looks like Sinclair's been ousted. He wasn't slick enough to avoid the boot.
This place is the absolute definition of despair. Here we are.
I caught a glimpse of the warden entering the code to the tower today. Last two digits were 7 and 3. Didn't catch the rest. Maybe I can just figure it out. Trial and error. Wonder how long that'd take.
Sorry I'm going through it. People can pause and read if they want.
My warnings for far too long. I'm taking this into my own hands. I secured a hack tool to nullify his turrets and subvert the bots. I also figured out the code. It's 2-6.
So much for that.
Hey Murphy, it's Dodge. A little birdie told me. Name? Where am I? Name? What the fuck did you do with him?
Hello, Mother. As you've always said, I shouldn't be allowed to wander the city in my condition.
Oh, this is where she breaks all the shit.
Things aren't so rosy for Lamb's little collective farm down.
Need I remind you, Sinclair, that Lamb...
Delta was in top form today. The guards tried to make him take another dose of whatever the hell it is they're pumping into him, and he managed to take on all 4 of them at once.
Now, one of the girls managed to dart past the nurse today and throw herself over the railing in the lobby.
Eleanor was to be a composite of all Rapture's genius. The first living utopian, serving the world at large with no regard for herself. To force consciousness on such a being is to tear its wings away. That was your gift to her, Delta, just as she hoped. You must be very proud.
Steady, Father. Don't let go now. We're nearing another pediatric ward. It will be guarded, Father. Get ready.
Lamb's intentions.
You granted Eleanor the will to choose, and now, like a plague, she spreads it to those innocents. To be self-aware is a curse, Delta. You are damning them. You would rip my only daughter from her home and family and feed her to a world without hope. Though Utopia may die with her,
Alright, so we're getting back to the hour mark. Just going through it. Some of that stuff you could pause and stuff. I know this sounds stupid. I'm trying to remember now what they said about the character I'm playing. He was the father. Was he just a regular Delta? See, if it was that guy Mark who was looking for Cindy, and he was me, like, that would be an interesting... I'd have to read back on the Wikipedia. Like, if he was just like a regular Delta, what was it about this one compared to all the other ones that made this one special? Again, I'm sure they explained it, but my stupidity, I forgot about it. But anyway, a little bit of a different, added bonus. Why not listen to these? I'm sure I did not find all of them, but oh well. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. I have to edit this all together. Thanks once again to the official Vaughn, Devon. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, this was a fun game. This and the first Bioshock I would gladly play again. Very curious about the third one. I don't know if I ever to be requested that. As for video games, next up, video game wise, will be an hour-long playthrough of X-Men for NES. And then we'll be getting to one of the Crash Bandicoot games for TS69 Spartan. And then we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.